Mitchell and I have been working together for 7 years now. We're partners. We live together, we work together, we travel together, we own businesses together. I'm 44, we're both 44. I have been a stylist working in the fashion and film industry since I was professionally when I was 18. So I started as an image consultant stylist. So what I would do is go in and assess, basically interview my client and seeing what they do for a living, what their hobbies are, what their workspace looks like, what their home looks like. And depending on the project that I'm hired to do, usually I start with their clothes, their image, depending on the project I'm hired for. If they're working on a particular film, video from industrial projects, presentations to TV characters to helping create a set for, so it's a variety of things. But as far as interior decorating, what I would do is assess the room or the house, the apartment, the studio, the office. I interview the person on what they do for a living, what their goals are, with what they want to do with the space. Did you want to add to that?
Mine's easy.
Okay.
I'm not an interior designer. I don't look like one. I don't act like one. It's not officially my bill of sale. I'm not that. I am a person that makes personal spaces. I've been collecting, buying, selling, trading antiques, collectibles, and oddities for a good portion of my life, almost all my life since I was a kid. What I do is outside the bounds of a stuffy interior designer. I create personal spaces that are personalized to that person's lifestyle. I call them lifestyle spaces. I think we fall into a lot of the programming and interior designers these days fall into the same stand in line, let's all be the same guy, same woman, let's all look the same, let's all sound the same, let's all do the same for every type of show we host. I'm not that. A person tells me, Mitch, I'm an adventure traveler. I collect unique and interesting things of many cultures. I have a big problem. I have a garage space full of this amazing stuff, and I have no clue of what to do with it. So then I come and I say, hey, I know these things because I collect these things too. Let's make a personal space for your office, your retail space, your business. Let's make something that says who you are and all these amazing adventures you've been on. That's not all I do either. I know fabrics, I know textiles, I know textures, I know colors. I do have an art background. I have a fine art background. That's actually what I originally majored in before I became who I am today, which a lot of people know I'm not an artist, professional artist. But what I do, a lot of it includes having an eye. I call it having an eye. Some people have it, some people don't. People in the industry that think they have the eye and they're making these spaces, it's kind of tragic to see actually, because like, what are they doing? Just because you don't have that title and just because you don't have that career doesn't mean you're not good at it. And that's where I come in and I completely flip all of the stereotypes of the interior designer upside down. And I think that's what's needed.
Right. Well, what do we, when we style or when we design, we don't do it, we don't do it
traditionally.
Right,
when we meet a couple, we stand out, we stick out like a sore thumb because we're not your traditional interior designers.
But the spaces
we're
that
lifestyle
we use,
designers.
What do we say? It's got to be practical. It's got to be usable.
It's got to be functional. I say functional. A space looks great, but what if the space is unusable?
Right.
What if it's like your grandmother's, special little knick-knack room, which as kids you were never able to go in, you were never able to touch it. So what's the use? No one will ever enjoy it, right? So it has to be functional. It has to be something that you can enjoy. It has to be someplace where you can go in, sit down, and in that area, that space that you're at, you can say, this is me. This is comfortable. This is who I am.
And of course, we both have our styles that we like and we prefer. But when we work with our clients, we put our twist on who they are and what works for them and their personalities and their lifestyle. Not what works for my lifestyle and who I am and my character. So Mitchell is the expert when it comes to.
Well, I source. I
Yeah,
call it
so
sourcing.
I'm
Finding
the
the treasures.
stylist with, I feel the energy, I do the colors, the patterns. That Mitchell is the expert when it comes to textures, materials, antiques. He's
When we meet
historian.
a couple, I'm already thinking. I'm already looking at their space already that they're talking about, whether it be a large space or a small space. Recently, and for the last few years, it's been businesses. It's been marketing someone's business, it's been marketing their lifestyle in their office, or in their home or their lifestyle, basically. I always assess a room when I get into a room. I go, you can tell a person by the room. Unfortunately, these days, you can't tell a whole lot of person about their room because their life is so busy, their life is so jumbled,
It's true.
they're so stressed out, they don't get to be who they are. I help them
That's our job.
be who they are.
Our job is to help them organize their lives and their spaces so they can.
In a non-traditional way.
Right.
I don't attack anything in life traditionally. If I did, I wouldn't be as successful as we are
I
already.
don't pick items and tables and fabrics that I like or think is pretty just to put there and take a perfect picture. Everything about the room or the space or the home or the office or the retail store or the apartment or the studio, whatever the space it is, even outdoor living, landscaping, we do everything from even from the furniture to the lamps to even pillows and blankets and plants and every item.
Design is all encompassing. It's not just
Mitchell
about the
is a
traditional.
classically trained chef.
the traditional
He also
things.
knows appliances. We don't just put things in the kitchen that might look pretty in the corner or up on there.
Things have to be functional and has to be tied to the person. That's essential. I think a lot of insight is just not there with a lot of things I see because the people aren't being very personable. It's a standard palette and a standard list that professional, I guess no one goes to school for interior design and have a degree on the wall that says interior
Right.
design. They do have education for this, obviously, but there's no doctorate of interior design. And I think that too many designers, they fit themselves in this little wall, this little corral, and they don't really branch out of that. I come at it with a completely different, as with everything we do. I come at it at a completely different angle, and that's always a fresh angle. That's something that makes us dangerous. I call it makes us dangerous.
And not
in the
only are
industry.
we stylists and designers, we are consultants, we are mentors, we mentor business people, executives, women, or we consult children. So we know how they think. When we go into a room, okay, this is a teenager's room, this is a child's room. We know how they are, how they think. So we just don't throw a bunch of colors and things in that make it look like a child's room. We really look at their personalities and each individual person that's going to be living in that space.
It's definitely true. I like to emphasize a lot of things these days that drives me nuts is quality. Quality. That's what I do in my business. Everything is quality, and it's proven.
We don't do pink rooms for girls and blue rooms for boys.
That unfortunately is still in existence. But the main thing is attacking it from a completely different perspective, and that's where we're very dangerous. Attacking it from a different angle, completely outside of the box is how we live our lives,
Right.
and that's also how we gain a fierce following amongst our
Right.
fans and followers and our personal friends.
We also take in consideration with the weather, the humidity, how dry it is.
Climate's a huge thing. Climate's
So
a
it's
huge.
very, very important.
What works here in Las Vegas is not going to work in my hometown, Napa Valley. It's also not going to work in Malibu. It's not going to work in Seattle. It's not
Right.
going to work in not Portland, Oregon from Portland, Maine. It's going to be completely different. And also the realities of the culture, the realities of the people, and their personal taste. I see too many people that are designing interior design that they're adding so much of their flair, their personal flair, to what the space is, or to what the business is, how the office is supposed to look, how their overall lifestyle. And Jhoanna and myself, we do lifestyle, complete clothing, shoes, jewelry. I deal with all the men's fineries. I also deal with the women's fineries too. Just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I don't appreciate fine goods.
Actually,
and
when
clothing for
I
women.
first started in the industry, I started in men's clothing when I was a teenager, and then I started designing boutiques and clothing. I specialized in men's high-end clothing, and I started working with more men, and Mitchell actually worked with more women and children.
A lot of men, but a lot of women, and a lot of kids. It's a lot of fun. Using my expertise and my background and my travels and all our travels throughout the world, and finding these unique pieces is what sets us apart.
And we do a lot of adventure travel, so we travel all over the world. We study different styles.
It's
and
a
different
cultural thing.
Yeah.
Anyone could go to Target, or Home Depot, and in the famous big box stores, and try to do some interior design, but
We get a lot of our stuff from overseas, from our travels.
who are you going to ask
and-
when I need a 200-year-old African mask from a tribe in Zambia?
Yep.
Guess who's
beautiful
gonna have that?
fabrics from
Guess who's got
all
that?
over the world,
Uh,
and
Hey, I need some traditional trade beads that are 200 years old, because I just want it
beautiful rugs,
to be in this perfect
pillows.
frame behind my office desk.
We own a retail store as
I
well.
can find that.
We have collectibles that we've collected from all over the U.S. and overseas.
It's a lifestyle that we lead, and it's something that we like to pass on, especially to our friends. That's mainly how we've kind of gotten into this in the last few years, is from friends. And frankly, they're very kind of like, wow, how do you people exist? You have these things that no one finds. And it's because I have the knowledge, and we have the ability to go out and get it. I don't just sit there online on Amazon. No. I
And
never
we
do that.
also have, we don't want to leave out our amazing team that works with us.
I have a great team. I've got my muscle, and I've got my finesse. I've got my pit bull, I call him, which will sit there and dig a hole for some exotic tropical plant for as long as I want him to do it, and put it just right.
Who love what they do, who
And-
love plants,
and
who
I've got
love
guys
the
that will,
outdoor living.
that know how to paint. They know textures. They know the
about
ins and outs,
spas, pools,
water features, things like that. And we've got the guys.
and we also love animals, so we also build.
Animal
And,
spaces are important. A lot of animal spaces
We're animal lovers ourselves.
integral in someone's lifestyle. That's their children, so we can do that angle too.
Are we missing anything? There's really nothing else. Let me think.
We're dangerous because we're outside of the box.
And we are older than we look. We still look young and hip, right? But we have the knowledge and the experience.
Life experience is huge in creating a space, believe it or not. A lifestyle experience. If you want a lifestyle experience, you want us to polish your look, you want us to polish your spaces, you want us to polish your home, your condo, your pool house, whatever
to
you
me,
need.
I think the most important is knowing your clients.
Essential.
It's not
I
about
add-
what I like, what I love, what I think is pretty. Is really knowing your clients and creating a space and a life and a lifestyle, a life with all these things in their lives, whether it's clothes, items, accessories.
Everyone's got material things. How about we take those material things and make them something special?
Right.
And that takes passion, and that's why I have a lot of passion in what we do.
And not to forget, Mitchell is also an expertise in jewelry. We both are jewelry.
We like fine jewelry, not your standard jewelry that you find in a traditional jewelry store. No, I source stuff that's handmade and quite unique, one-of-one pieces, especially Native American jewelry.
That we integrate, and also the furniture and accessories.
Specific beautiful spaces for beautiful people. That's what we do.
And Jhoanna
Watch out
Trias.
for us,
Yeah.
because we're hitting like a storm.
And Mitchell Langon, we call ourselves the Nomad
Nomad Crew.
Crew.
Thank you.